What's up, guys? Rare Spark here, and welcome to another episode of WWE Supercard Monday. That's right, it is a Monday, and we are playing WWE Supercard once again. And for those who are looking for NBA 2K action, don't worry, it'll be coming out later today. I might either be streaming some Spark at the Park later today and have subscribers hang out with me and play with me, or I haven't decided yet. I might just put out a regular Spark at the Park video. I'm still debating on it. It really depends if I'm busy later today or not. So hopefully we can get a live stream going. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump into WWE Supercard, and we're going to be talking about Battleground. So if you haven't seen it already, I apologize, but I suggest waiting to watch this video till later if you haven't watched Battleground yet. But man, what a pay-per-view with the Divas match. Oh my god, it was just overall a great card in my opinion. You know, some of the matches weren't fantastic, but they were still very good. So I'm just gonna go quickly through them. King Barrett beats R-Truth in a match that I thought was pretty good for what it was and on the pre-show. Then the first match of the night, which was, I want to say, I'm drawing a blank here for some reason. All right, let me pull up the card here because I'm drawing a blank on what was the first match. So, all right, so yeah, Randy Orton versus Sheamus. That was a pretty good match for their standards. Now, I personally don't like seeing those two go up against each other. Like I said in the previous video, their styles are pretty much the same, and you know, they're both slow and methodical, and in today's WWE, it doesn't really work when they're both slow and methodical, in my opinion. You need somebody like a Seth Rollins or a Dean Ambrose to speed the match up, while a guy like Sheamus or Randy Orton slow it down, and that really seems to work well. And when you stick two guys like Randy Orton and Sheamus together who really slow down the match and are just like brute strength guys, it can get a little boring. Granted, I found the match to be pretty damn good for what it was, and I thought it was pretty entertaining, especially the the ending of the match where Sheamus went for the brogue kick and Randy Orton dodged it and pulled out that RKO. But I knew Randy Orton was going to win the second that Sheamus hit the brogue kick but didn't go for the pin, and the reason for that is Sheamus's brogue kick is one of the most protected moves in the WWE right now. That means protected means if he hits that finisher, that's it. Unlike, you know, the opposite of a protected move is like John Cena's AA. You know, Kevin Owens kicked out of 3 of them yesterday. You know what I mean? And one of them was the Super AA. So, you know, that's the opposite. Sheamus's takes 1 brogue kick, John Cena 3 AAs, and Kevin Owens was still kicking out. So that's the difference between a protected move and a non-protected move. So once I saw Sheamus not go for that pin right after the brogue kick, I knew it was it. But yeah, I'm going to play some exhibition real quick while we discuss the matches in here. So we'll just play some exhibition, hopefully maybe pull an epic card or something. So yeah, the next match of the night was the Primetime Players versus the New Day, and I was thoroughly impressed with Primetime Players, honestly. They pulled out a match that was very good in my opinion. You know, I hadn't seen them enough in the ring prior to that like I felt like they were a little weak in the ring in the last couple matches. And in this match, you know, Darren Young and Titus O'Neil definitely did their thing. They looked really good in the match, in my opinion, and I think they put on a tremendous match. So props to the Primetime Players and the New Day for putting on a pretty damn good tag team match. The next match was Bray Wyatt versus Roman Reigns. Now this was actually probably, in my opinion, the match of the night. Kevin Owens and John Cena put on an exceptional match as well, but it probably wasn't the best out of the 3 matches they've had so far. So I would definitely say the Bray Wyatt-Roman Reigns match was the match of the night in my opinion. They both put on a tremendous battle, and I was thoroughly impressed with Roman Reigns. You know, I'm not someone that's a huge fan of his, so to see him put on another good match like he did with the Big Show a few pay-per-views ago, I was actually very impressed with him. And, you know, at the end of that fight, you saw Luke Harper coming back with Bray Wyatt. What does this mean? We don't know. Maybe WWE realized they made a mistake splitting up the Wyatt family, and maybe maybe he'll start actually being more of a cult leader, start recruiting people, because that's really what the Bray Wyatt character needs, in my opinion. I think he needs to start getting some followers, and maybe down the line split up the Wyatt family. But for now, I think he needs to like start growing his family more than just having two guys. So. The next match, which was my favorite match, not the best match of the night, but my favorite match, which was the Divas match. And the reason it was my favorite, it was because it was the debut match in, I guess the pay-per-view debut of Charlotte and Sasha Banks. Both of them put on a pretty good match. It was a little awkward, only because the triple threat matches, they can get a little wonky sometimes. And it made it a little weird, some of the spots were a little weird, but for the most part, I think it was a pretty good match. Probably not their best match. I'm more excited to see more of a singles type match in the future, maybe Charlotte versus Brie, or, Becky versus Nikki, or, whatever the matches that might line up to be. Like I said, I'm really excited to see some more singles matches for them, because the triple threat match was a little weird, and I didn't think it worked really well. But that's usually how the triple threat matches go. It's hard to do a perfect triple threat match. The last time I remember a perfect triple threat was Seth Rollins, John Cena, and Brock Lesnar put on a tremendous match. Because obviously those guys knew what they were doing. More so, I have a feeling the Divas weren't really used to doing a triple threat match. So the next match was John Cena versus Kevin Owens. I'd say this is probably the second best match of the night. And that's no, slight at them at all. I just feel like they didn't put on as good of a match as the last two. And I don't really want to say it wasn't as good. I think it's just they repeated a lot of the spots, which is fine for the most part, but they repeated a lot of the spots that they did from the first two matches. Like Kevin Owens' move off the corner where he does that side suplex thing to John Cena. John Cena doing that flip power bomb. Kevin Owens doing the 5-knuckle shuffle and the AA, which I was actually really surprised about. John Cena isn't like that, the guy that likes to really let people steal his moves. Like, I believe a few years ago, one of the guys who did like the burning cross or something like that accidentally botched the move, and it looked like an AA, and that was it for him. He couldn't use that move anymore because it looked like an AA. So I thought it was a little weird that John Cena is allowing Kevin Owens to steal all his moves or whatever, but I guess it's either part of the storyline, or John Cena really likes Kevin Owens in real life, and he's like accepting of it and he's good with it. Then the next match. Now this one's a huge spoiler, so if you stuck by this even though you haven't watched Battleground, I suggest you don't listen to this one at all if you haven't seen Battleground, simply because this was a pretty big spoiler. And I think it was, it changes a lot of things, and it really leaves a lot of questions for me. And so my question is, now this match was the Rollins versus Lesnar match. Now if you didn't see it, it was pretty much a squash match. Brock Lesnar, for the most part, kicked Seth Rollins' butt after them hyping it up like Rollins might have a chance. That pretty much went out the window when they faced off against each other last night. And for the most part, Brock dominated like he did against John Cena, or at least similarly. And then, right as Brock hits the F5 on Seth Rollins and looks like he's about to win the championship, guess who shows up? The Undertaker, baby. And, I was really surprised by this, because I kind of heard reports. If you didn't see my last video, I talked about this. I heard, rumors and stuff that The Undertaker might be there last night. And so it still caught me off guard, because, like I said in the other video, it's not really in Undertaker's character to really interfere with matches, so I thought that was a little weird. But, I mean, I guess we got to really see what tonight tells us, and maybe he gives a reason or something like that. Because as of right now, it's really not in Undertaker's character to really interfere. So that's what I thought was a little weird. But I mean, if that's the storyline they're going with, I guess I'm going to be seeing Brock Lesnar versus Undertaker at SummerSlam, which I'm really excited about, because, I'm going to be going to SummerSlam. I'll probably do an actual, like, video vlog type thing where I have, like, the camera and I'm like, hey guys, Rare Spark at SummerSlam. Like, I'm not going to be recording the whole SummerSlam, but I'll be doing, like, a little vlog. So, anyways, that just about does it here. I'm just going to finish up this match right here. And yeah, that goes for my review of Battleground. I definitely think you should watch it if you have the possibility to do so. If you have the WWE Network, go watch it. I'm probably going to watch the end segment again when I get home from work a little later today. I'm currently on break, so that's why I'm able to record this video. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later. Rare Spark